2014 TDI. You guys that are new to the channel, I'm Cutter Up Rob, and we did a injector clean system on this. It definitely helped, but it's still not right, and I'm not willing to risk the engine to run it that way. I've put probably 500 or 600, more than that, probably close to 1,000 miles on since we did that. Still has a little bit of a stutter, so I'm going to pull the injectors and test them, being I have an injection testing machine. So we're going to get if for you guys that have never done this, there's usually this plastic piece on top that just pulls off, and this little foam piece. I'm just getting ready, thought better show doing this part, pulling the connectors off. These connectors are actually really easy to undo. If you look at the connector, all you do is shove in on the connector and then pull back on this little tab. I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not, but if you shove in on the connector, you can see how it moves a little bit. I can't do it with one hand, but they're relatively easy, like I said. Or you can stick a pick in the backside and pry up on them. Just want to be careful, you don't want to break those. And then your return lines, these little clips will just pull up. You don't want to pull the clip off, you just want to pull the clip up. And then they will pull right out of your way. Something I always do too, I recommend if you're taking your injectors out and you want to have them tested or whatever it may be, mark them somehow. So I just put a little scribe mark on the side of each one so I know which one's which. Paint marker is fine. The problem with paint marker is when you brake clean them off, lots of times it'll take the paint marker off. So that's a problem. So we need to pull these. That liquid at the bottom back there is just brake clean. I wanted to brake clean this off a little, but it's below the drain line, so we don't have to worry about that. We got to take these little plates off, undo the little plates, pull all the bolts out. We'll take all the injection lines off, and then we'll pull the injectors out. So we get our little plates moved out of the way, and they just seal the valve cover holes off, and then there's two 10 mil on each one. Pull them out, and the injectors, cross our fingers, we'll pull out. Sometimes they get stuck. I'm hoping this is a low mileage car, they won't be stuck. All right, so we got the injectors out. So these plates are just sealing plates, if you guys didn't know that. And then this is the retainer that actually holds the injector down. The bend goes down towards the head, and then there's the injectors. So pull those copper washers off and throw them in the ultrasonic bath. I just put this much of the injector in the ultrasonic bath to get the tip and all that stuff cleaned up so we don't get that junk in the injection testing machine. We'll put these in the injection tester here shortly and see what we get. I'm kind of hoping we find one that's bad or not right. I guess we'll see. One of those things. These aren't cheap injectors, good old common fails. For you guys that are following the channel, if you ever wonder why I don't like common rails, is I bought 2 common rails in the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, anyways, last 6 months, let's say. Both of them need injectors or injector work. So yeah. All right. See you at the injection machine. All right, so we got the injectors all tested. They all tested good. So I'm not really sure what the problem is. The only thing is that is one thing that when I ultrasonic clean the nozzles and stuff, and now I did off camera, I did pull all the nozzles off and actually cleaned them in the ultrasonic bath individually. We tested everything tests good. So I'm going to put them back in. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully there was just some build-up junk in the injectors. It's, funny how servicing injectors is a thing. I just blew the injector holes out. I gave her a little tiny shot of brake clean, just a small little shot, and then blew them all out again. You want to be careful, don't put too much brake clean in there, because the brake clean will combust when you go to start it. You'd be surprised, it takes a really long time for brake clean to dry in a cylinder. But just a little tiny bit, just a, you know, a on each cylinder kind of idea. One little copper washers, and I cleaned everything up. Let's put this thing back together. All right, she's all back together. Everything's torque cleaned. Should fire right up. Hopefully, well, we'll find out here in the next few days how's she running. All right, gents, we got the injectors out of my car, or I had them out of my car. I guess I should preface. I had them out of my car. I did test them. Now, I did not film testing them, so I thought I'd talk about it a little bit. I'm up here in the injection room, having one of those days. Figured I should probably finish this video off. Well, the thing I've been having a problem with was, so this blue line here, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but there's a bubble in it right there, kind of about right there. That's a really expensive line, like $1,500. So yeah, that made my day. Anyways, basically this is the Bosch testing unit that I have. It's an EPS 205. It has been a good machine, other than, you know, it does have some issues here and there. That's more of a design flaw. I know most people don't say that about Bosch stuff. Design flaws. Anyways, you know, when you go into the system, as far as like testing stuff, this thing is pretty automated. So basically you add, this is for 13 to 18 pickup truck Cummins. That's the part number for it. We put that part number in there, you hit go, and it goes through all the tests. So basically it'll do, well, in this one it does 2 leak tests, it does a high flow test, and then a couple intermediate ones, and then an emissions test. And then it just tells you, it gives you a range. This is all information that is input from Bosch. And then this injector just passed, but this is what the test sheet looks like. And, well, all of those injectors passed. Now, something I do want to talk about is, on those cars, they do have a CAL code, and you're supposed to enter the CAL code into the car. My buddy Nathan, the guy that did the time built for me, oh, and the delete, he said, hey, you should maybe check that and just see if that happens to be an issue. So I did that. I don't think it really changed the car that much. It definitely, the tip in on the throttle is a little nicer, but he also did tune it right, like within the same couple days. So, or like retuned it, I guess. So yeah. Anyways, car seems to be running good. I've been running a whack of fuel conditioner in it just to try to keep everything lubricated and working. It's funny though, because now, well, this is what it looks like outside here. The car actually starts better in the cold than it did when it wasn't cold. So, I don't know. I'm going to continue to run it. It seems to work okay. Maybe we'll get into more playing around with it later, but it seems to run fine. Like I said, it started this morning. It was minus, this is Celsius, minus 13. Fired right up, didn't misfire at all. And it still didn't turn the glow plugs on, so I don't know what the deal is. Anyways, seems to be good and getting good fuel mileage. It's running good. I'm just going to keep driving it. Anyways, figured I better finish this video off, and anyways, we'll catch you guys on the next one.